So this is about the website. Website can get slow. So last year, what happened was when the purchasing opened, every single person was logged into Nusuk at the same time. It will say, I want to add bookmarks, and I will say this is Rawaf printed. So I can say print. And you can either print out a piece of paper or you can save as a PDF. This is my final price for this package. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Hopefully, most of you have intention for Hajj this year would have your profiles verified by now and your e-wallet activated and ideally also topped up with the amount that is needed for your wallet, for your package. So today we will talk about some tips and tricks. So we'll first talk about the Nusuk website itself, right? What things to be aware of when purchasing opens up. And second, we'll talk about packages, what to look for, how to navigate to the packages easily, and how to have all the information handy at purchase time. So the first thing, timing, right? This is the email that come from Nusuk, official email. So custom packages. So custom packages versus public packages. Custom packages are those packages which have a predefined flight already loaded. You can't book your own flight with your own dates and timings. You have to pick one of the flights that's already available in this package. And the first round, only custom packages are going to be available. So if you try to purchase the public package at that time, it's not going to work. Try 10th on 10th of Shaban, which is 9th of February. It's 2 p.m. Makkah time. This is when Nusuk has said that they're going to open up custom packages. And you can convert, just Google it to say 2 p.m. Makkah time to your time zone. If it's Eastern or Central or whatever country you might be in, and Google can tell you what time zone it is. So if it's in Eastern time, this is 6 a.m. So if I go back, basically the 9th of February, they say 2 p.m. Makkah time, that is going to be 6 a.m. Eastern time. So what we will need to do is should have your profiles verified, pick packages, have a list of packages that you want to buy. Ideally, you want to have a list of 5 to 10 packages that you know and have reviewed them already in detail, so you know exactly what it entails. And then you should have enough funds to cover the most expensive package that you plan to do. But since this is only group flights, we don't expect the prices to change. So with that, inshallah, first thing that you want to know is that when purchasing does start, the timing that they have provided, right? Again, this is Nusuk timing. If you so you do want to be ready before time, right? So this is 6 a.m. Eastern. That means you want to try and be into this website earlier. Try to log in maybe 15, 20 minutes before, 30 minutes before. The downside of trying to log in too early is that it will log you out after a certain time. There's only so long you can keep your session active. So it's a little bit of a balance, and unfortunately, it's not always known when it will time you out. Last year, there were a lot of issues with Nusuk website. So basically, if you try and go into a package, all this clicks and it's working pretty smooth. Last year, what happened was when the purchasing opened, every single person was logged into Nusuk at the same time. So because of that, Nusuk was not able to handle the load, and the website became really, really slow. There were a lot of different issues. One was, you are not able to, you're not even getting your OTP code. So that's basically you're not able to log in. And then when there was too much load, they also started a queuing system. So what happened was if you try to go to the Nusuk website, it will say you are in a queue list. Now, Nusuk is supposed to have fixed all these issues, and hopefully, inshallah, they know now how many people are verified. So they would have sized their servers and auto scale them, so that it can handle that load. But nevertheless, like they say, you want to be hopeful for the best, but prepare for the worst. So do know that when everybody is trying to get in the same time, the website is going to get slow. Every single click matters, and it goes really, really slow. So you want to be prepared for that scenario. So that's why you won't have time to then top up your e-wallet at the last moment. You won't have time to now review packages and compare them and discuss which might work. You have to be really, really quick and be aware of how this process works. So that's why you should have done these steps of adding packages into your cart multiple times so that you know exactly how to do it. You do next, next, next. and then purchase. So having said that, if you do end up getting in a situation where you're not able to log in, don't get frustrated. Inshallah, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. See, Hajj is acceptance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah accepts us, we will get selected. We will be able to get in, inshallah. Don't get disheartened. If your one computer is not working, try, especially if they enable a queuing system, then you want to have multiple laptops or multiple devices where you log in and try and get on the queue, so that whichever works, you try to get into that. So being a familiar, whoever in your family is the best with being really quick with navigation, is familiar with how computers work. Unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to call this is the way it is. So we can't really change this. So we do need to basically use the system with whatever shortcoming it might have. So if queuing starts, if you're not able to log in, so don't get frustrated, basically, and don't try too many times as well. Sometimes what we have seen is you try to log in and you're not getting your OTP code. You try to log in again and you try to log in again. It can then tag your computer as trying to do too many attempts too quickly. So that's why wait for your OTP code. Usually it says resend after 5 minutes. And like I said, if there are website issues, try it from a different browser or different computer device, and have whichever works first. Basically, you want to try and use that. So this is about the website. Website can get slow. So the more clicks you can save. Now, typically when you are reviewing packages today, you might be going here into packages, and then you might be searching for a specific package that works for you, right? So like you can see right now, I've clicked on this packages and it's loading, right? It's taking quite a bit of time already. So, and then let's say, you're trying to search for a package. I'm trying to say, show me preferred packages. So if I have marked few packages as preferred, so it shows up pretty quickly, but each step, each click can become pretty, slow. So what you want to make sure is that you have a list of all packages. So you should have all the information in a single place, which you don't need to go and into the package every single time. So you should make your own sheets and where you note down all the details you care about. So let's say, for example, I go to this package, right? Tawaf 163 Pullman 5 stars, a custom package. And again, this is another thing. Don't bother with public packages at this time, right? So if it's a public package, round one, you won't be able to get it. So don't even try to purchase it that time. So this is a custom package. This is Zone A, Majal Cups. It shows 56 likes right now. I'm going to click on view details. And this is Makkah hotel that's giving you Zamzam. Makkah, Medina is front Harissa. Review the hotels, understand the locations. Now Makkah's, clock tower has Zamzam, so it's right in front. So it's very, very close. Same thing with front Harissa, really, nice. And then you also have Majaral Cups. So what you want to do, so let's say I like this package. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this name, right? Copy this name here, and then go to a sheet, Excel sheet or something. And again, if you're not familiar with computers, you can put it in a notebook or a notepad, whatever, works for you. So one thing is, this is the name. And again, so next thing you want to note is the link to this package. This thing that you see on the top, this is this is a shortcut basically. So if you're anywhere, once you're logged in to Nusuk, if you hit this URL, this is called a URL. So I can copy this and I'll keep this saved, right? So I have this package. This is my link. Now this is my key information. This is what I can use to directly go to this package. Another way you can do this is also you can bookmark it. So if I click here in Google Chrome, and again, every browser has something similar, you can say bookmark this tab, or even here on the top, it has a star sign. So you can click on the star. It will say, I want to add bookmarks. And I will say this is Rawaf 163 Pullman. You can save it in the bookmarks bar as well. So let's say I've added to the bookmarks bar and click done. So now it shows up here on the top. So now let's say I am on the dashboard. I'm on the main screen when I log in. You want to make sure that there is nothing in your cart. So I'm going to empty my cart. So each of these steps, how to empty your cart, how to go to different packages, you want to try this multiple times, go here, click, and get familiar with how this works while the website is still pretty quick. Now, if I click on this link, right, this is in my bookmarks bar. So this will take me straight to this package, right? So this saves you the click of having to search, clicking on a specific package, searching my name, it takes you directly there. Second. And then another thing is, when you configure a package, you go to the next page. This also does give you a screen, and you can configure bookmark this second screen, will take you straight to the second screen. That is also an option. But in my case, I have bookmarked the first page for now, right? And then what you want to also do is note down all the information in your sheet, right? So you can say, okay, well, this is a Makkah first package. This is starting in on 31st May. So I'm going to go to my favorite packages, say this is my start date. This is starting on 31st May. And then I can enter it here. This is ending, checking out on 13th June. Again, this is not necessarily the time when you're going to start your travel. This is how long you're going to be in Makkah, and I'm in Saudi Arabia. So from 31st to 13th June, this is now how many nights in total. So again, you have a total of 13 nights. So let me note that down. This is this Makkah package, is Medina first package. So this is a Makkah first package. So now I will add it here, Makkah first. Note the hotels, so some in Makkah, and then Medina is Front Al Harisa. Note that out. So why are we doing this? Why are we copying all this information? If the website does get really slow, you will not have time to basically copy and review each package in detail. So if you have all this information saved on your site, then you can quickly review, right? You should be really familiar with what the packages are. This is Al-Kabsh, so I'm going to write that. So this is Al-Kabsh package. Now this is the e-wallet price. So this is the final price of what will have what will be in the wallet, what should I have in my wallet. So for this is always going to have a starting price. So again, what you want to do is click configure package here, and then in this you only have card options. There's no double, triple, or single. So I'm going to select cards, click next. If you need a wheelchair, next. So as you start selecting items, you will see these numbers update. So again, in this package, there is only one flight. So if I need to buy this package, this is the only option for me. So it's starting from New York. And if, let's say, for example, I live in Atlanta and I want this, I like this package. So and it doesn't have a go flight that starts from Atlanta. So now the question I will have to decide on is this package good enough for me? If it's good enough for me, I can always book my local domestic flight from Atlanta to New York. That's a relatively smaller problem versus having a package that doesn't work for you, does start with your city. So that's the pros and cons that you have to see. But there is going to be a second round where the public packages, then you can choose and select exact dates which work for you. If there is no strict problem, like if there is no major issue with having to do your own domestic flight, do consider booking flights that are available. Your goal is to try to get a package, right? You don't want to miss out on the package. There is a lot of demand. There is a quota that is going to be for round one. There's a quota for round two, and then there are way more number of people who have registered than how much quota is available. So you have to see and pick basically what are the things that are absolutely important for you, is basically a deal maker, versus it's inconveniences, but I'm okay with that kind of thing. So let's say I'm okay with this flight, right? Now what you want to do is review this flight details. Again, all this information you should have reviewed before. You will not have a chance to review this in a lot of detail at the time of purchase. So this is starting from New York, going to Jeddah. It is not a direct flight. So this again, one more thing to keep in mind. If I'm going from Atlanta to New York, and then from New York to Jeddah, so basically I'm going to eventually have 2 stops, right? And because I have my own reservation for domestic flight, you might want to have to, if you have a checked baggage, check that bag and then get that, and again check it again in New York, depending on which flight you have for domestic. there are certain things like this to keep in mind. This is a wait time between flights in Riyadh is 2 hours and 45 minutes. This has 2 hours 50 minutes. So it's going from New York to Riyadh, and it's starting at 31st May. So if you notice here, the package actually starts at 31st May, right? But you're not landing in Jeddah until the 1st of June. So this can happen in a lot of packages. You will not necessarily have the package dates and the flight dates aligned. So that's why you have to review and confirm when are you landing in Saudi Arabia. So in this case, you're starting on 31st, you're going to land on 1st June if I take this flight, and which is have a layover in Riyadh. So since it's a Makkah first flight, you will need to be putting ihram. And what you can do is you can put an ihram in Riyadh. There's 2 hours 45 minutes. Should be usually enough time to put on ihram at the Riyadh airport as well. Again, we will talk about ihram separately, inshallah. Review all these flights. Click next. Now this is a new option that they have recently added. They want you to select a package transportation. You don't know if they're going to remove it or keep it, but for now, basically, it forces you to select 50 riyal for basically transportation from arrival and then departure. This is already included. So this is, again, something to note, right? From Makkah to Medina, this includes a train, right? And also includes station transportation. Makkah to Mashayar, right? This is, again, one trip train. This is basically because of the Al-Kabsh. You have a train, and these trains basically have facilities to go from Jamarat to areas basically close to Jamarat area, to Arafat, to Muzdalifah. For packages that are Muassim packages, you're basically walking about 3 miles to get to Jamarat. And then you usually will have buses that will take you to Arafat, buses that will take you to Muzdalifah, and then back to Mina. Buses do take some time. But yeah, I mean, we will talk about this inshallah in an Al-Kabsh package specific video, how the trains work and how this is set up. So inshallah we can do that separately. So click next. So you want to have your information, review this. You're checking in here on 31st May, checking out on 13th June. And again, this is your Al-Majra Al-Kabsh. It's talking about transportation by bus services between cities. Service provider may provide HHR trains. Ground transportation between Mashayar sites is by Mashayar Metro. And then if you see your flight actually is arriving on 1st June, right? And then this is what you have selected. Now, this is the amount, right? If this is so this is the amount that you are interested in, right? So you want to list down this amount that comes after adding everything and configuring all your flights and everything in here. So when you have a list, so then you want to then prioritize and say, these are my top 10 packages. What is the e-wallet price? And then out of those, the most expensive package, you want to load your e-wallet amount for that number, and then add a little bit buffer just in case you need to try a different package. Maybe, and again, when you do a refund of any extra that you don't end up using, they do charge a refund fee, but unfortunately it is what it is. We can't really change that, not really in our control. And then we go ahead and save. So with this save, so now look at this, saying that, please note that the number of package preferences is greater than the allocated capacity. So it's talking about increasing your chance of purchasing the package, such as preferring additional packages. So again, it doesn't tell you how many seats are available for this package. It just tells you it's kind of oversubscribed right now. So there is a chance that if you want this, and if you don't happen to purchase it right away, you might not get it. If that happens, you want to be able to go to your next package. So you should have this list and then switch quickly. So if you try to, so what is going to happen is, now let's say purchasing is open, you come here, right? It's already in the cart. So now if I click on configure package here, it's already all set up, right? Here if I click next, this save configuration is supposed to then change into purchase. At least that's what happened last year. The button changed here from save to purchase. And when you click that, you want to make sure that you get confirmation that your package is purchased, right? If you get an error message saying that this package is already booked, or the capacity exceeded, any kind of error message like that, where it seems like the package is sold out, don't waste too much time. You can probably try it one more time just in case if it had an issue. but don't spend too much time. Why did it get sold out? I tried it right away. It is what it is. You want to move on to the next preference, right? You can see on this screen, if I click on that bookmark, or I can just copy that URL that copied earlier, it will take me directly to this. Another thing that you can do is to keep this information available offline is basically if you go here in your browser on a computer, you can print it. So I can say print, and you can either print out a piece of paper or you can save as a PDF. I prefer saving it as a PDF because I don't need to waste paper then. And this also has basically all that information that's there in this page. So if you want to go back and review it at any time, any page, the information that you need, you can save it as a PDF so that it is available on your machine. So I can say this is a RAW, Zamzam package, PDF. So now I can review that PDF, right? PDF will have all this information available. So I can get that access. I don't need to be logged into Nusuk to get that information. Let me go back to packages. Again, like I said, you should have a list of all preferred packages, ideally say favorited. And then, this is all my packages listed right now. So you can see it's just taking a bit of time already, right? This will still waiting. See, it took a pretty good amount of time already. So let's say the next in my list is this, right? Rawaf 404 address 5-star. This is Al Muasim. This is a shifting package. So click on view details. Again, you can copy this. You can copy this URL, right, and keep it in your sheet so that it's available. Make a list of such all your top packages, and keep it available. So I need to know exactly all the details. I don't need to waste my time trying to review. Again, you can print it, save as PDF, and save it on your computer. And this has all the information in the PDF as well, right? But basically, you want to make sure this is a shipping package. So you'll have 2 hotels in Makkah. In this case, basically, you're going to address Jabal Omar from 26th May to 31st May. From 31st May to 11th, you are in Dana Al Makkah by Millennium. This is 3 kilometers from Al Haram. So, you will need a shuttle to get to Haram. When there are shuttle services available, usually around 6th of Zulhijjah, shuttles stop. You'll have to either figure out a way to go on your own, or because the roads are blocked, often you have to have taxis, then those taxis can get expensive. So usually, then the 6th, 7th, 8th, 6th and 7th, those dates, you end up either praying in Azizia itself in this area, or there is a prayer area, or try to figure out either with government buses or taxis to take you there. Medina is not usually a big of an issue, but yeah, Medina Hotel is Misk Touch al Balad. You can look this up. Again, this is Al Muasim camp, 4 kilometers from Jamarat Bridge, and transportation. It talks about what kind of packages are available, what transportation is this providing, right? So you can kind of save this for yourself. That way, you know exactly what's happening. And then what? So again, if I want to configure this, let me go ahead and bookmark this as well. So I'm going to say bookmark this tab. I'm going to save the name. I can save it in all bookmarks, or I can save it in bookmarks bar. If you do that, then it comes in the first in this line here. So yeah, now let's say I want to empty my cart because this is my Pullman star. So I'm going to say empty cart. It says yes. As soon as I empty my cart, it takes me back to this dashboard. Your package has been removed. So even though I was on that package page, as soon as I empty my cart, it takes me. So now if I click on this bookmark, or I copy that URL and paste it. So like I said, you can either copy this URL, right? And this only works if you're already logged in, and paste it here in the address bar. Or if you have already bookmarked it, you can click on this bookmark as well, and it will take you to the same place. So now what I want to do is review each item in detail, understand what it entails, what does the package include, and then I would say configure package. In this case, again, you have only quads. Actually, yeah, some in these hotels you have a triple available, but let's say because I'm going to say quad for here, you do have triple option in this shifting package, at least in Millennium and Mr. Chalbala, but doesn't have triple option in address Java. Usually these are more expensive hotels, so I guess that's probably why. I'm going to click next. So all your packages you should have configured and understood what it entails. Now, if you look at this package, this is Medina first package, right? And this is starting from New York, going to Medina, right? This is Qatar Airways. You have 4 hours wait time between flights, right? So from New York to Doha, you have a layover of 4 hours and 50 minutes. And then return flight is from Jeddah. So you're going Medina first. This is good because you land in Medina, you're going to Medina Hotel, and then you land in Jeddah on your return flight. You're starting from Jeddah, you're in Doha. On return, there is a layover of 11 hours and 50 minutes. And then you basically again starting from New York. This is the only option in this package. So again, if I want to start from Atlanta, I have to do my own bookings. And don't buy domestic flights yet. You can do that later. But let's say you do end up buying this package. Now what you want to do is basically this is flying from New York on 11:20. So you need to be there about 5 to 6 hours before. In New York, to be safe, you can basically go in the previous night, check into a hotel at the airport. That way, you are already in New York. You don't have to worry about the domestic flights getting delayed and stuff like that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, so let's say this is the only flight, so I don't really have an option to select anything else. Click next. So now, again, package transportation, select package transportation, select, click next. This is the amount, right? So this is the amount I need to know. I have this in my sheet. So this is my final price for this package. So as you go through your package list, you should have your e-wallet price. Like what will it take for all the number of people of your family after you have selected a flight, what would it take to buy this package? And then the highest out of those preferred ones, plus a little bit of buffer, you want to load in your e-wallet so that you're ready to purchase. And then, like I said, let's say this is the website. If you tried the first one, it didn't work, it's already sold out. Now you want to come to the second. You should be able to basically quickly go from the screen, right? This configuration steps of going to the package, click configure, add quad, add the flight. You should have everything already written down and understood so that you don't have to spend too much time. You know exactly what is your next preference. Click save. So this is again adding. So again, in this, it's saying that custom flights are not saved. Again, we're not doing custom flights. So click OK. So now this is in my cart. So for every single package in your favorites list, you should basically go through this process, add a package to the cart, and make sure that you know what are the details, save it in a PDF that helps, print it out, whatever works best for you, but be really familiar with all your packages. Make sure to mark all your packages as preferred, that the one that the most favorite package should go in the cart, and then you have 5 packages that you can mark as preferred that you can use to load. And again, like you see, it's already kind of slow. If you are just going through and trying to review the list, like I said, don't worry about flights that any category that is showing as public packages. Don't have to worry about those right now, right? You can filter by category to say, show me just custom packages, review all the packages available, understand what's there. Let's say you're only looking for Al-Kabsh, go and look at all your Al-Kabsh packages available across service providers. You can see depending on the category of each of those packages, you will see it can start from the cheapest Al-Kabsh package, for example, here shows from 13,000 Riyal, goes up to 65,000 Riyal, right? So, and you can play with these sliders to say, I want to only see the most expensive ones, right? So it will show the most expensive ones. If I want to see only the most cheap ones, right? You can play with the slider. Now, what typically happens is it is better to see something in the middle, right? If the most expensive ones are usually in high demand too, for people looking at extra comfort, the more cheaper ones again usually are high demand too. The middle is kind of like the balance, right? If you see, so try to figure out what works. So let's say, if you're looking for a Wafmina packages, filter out for service provider Wafmina, and these are the packages that they have, which are Al-Kabsh, right? So figure out which ones you like. If you wanted Muasim, you select Muasim. There is this tower option as well. It's more like a building kind of setup. Let's say if you want to look for Jameel packages, you can search for them as well and see what packages they are offering. Go through the list. There is a lot of options. It is confusing. But you do need to go, and like I said, if some package has a very high demand, then those will be the ones that will get sold out more quickly. So hopefully this helps. Try and get familiar with this. Try and have all your family members log in and try, because it could happen. Like there could be a delay. We don't know, right? They are saying 6 a.m. Hopefully they start on time. But let's say it does get delayed for whatever reason, or the website is slow, and you are in a different place. So now all your family members should be familiar with this process, so that whoever is available can get in and purchase it. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept each one of us. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was helpful, we should like and subscribe and leave a comment what more you would like to learn. Inshallah, we'll try to do another walkthrough video, maybe talking about Al-Kaf packages a little bit more detailed, and maybe in Muslim packages also. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.